Okay, my name is Jeslyn. I started coming to Gospel City in September of last year. And so if you want to know like my story of how I ended up going on Cambodia, you are free to ask me, but I'm not going to share that right now. In preparation though for our trip to Cambodia, Pastor Joel made us read a book called Cambodia's Curse. It's a terrible book because, have you read it? You guys laughed like you knew. It's terrible because it's a really hard book to read. It's super long, but it just gives you the details of Cambodia's past, and it's just really hard to read. It's really frustrating. I would like vent to my friends about how, like, I don't understand. First off, there's so much brokenness within just the government system. It's very, very corrupt. And then also the poverty. There's so much poverty there, but there's so much poverty, and then it's corrupt from the top all the way down. And so I just would read this, and I was so upset. And then even just reading the book made me really question, like, is God good? Because I had not even been to Cambodia, but just seeing and reading about it made me super angry. So then when you actually get there, you see the poverty, and there's so much corruption, right? And that's why these families are doing things that are so unthinkable. That's why they're selling their kids into trafficking. And it's just really, really sad. So if we can go back, is it possible to go back into the video? At the beginning, it talked about women at the bars. On our last night in Phnom Penh, so we were there first, and we went to places such as the Killing Fields and S21, which was a school that had been turned into a prison. We went and saw these terrible places, and it was really hard to see. But then just one night on our way to dinner, we're just walking down the street, like didn't think anything of it. Look over at the bars, and you see these women, and but they're not really women yet. They're teenagers, and you know why they are there. They're there because they're trafficked, and then you see the foreigner men, and you are pretty sure you know why they are there. It's just really, really heartbreaking. So after that, I really had a pit in my stomach from the Killing Fields and stuff. But really, after seeing the women, that made it real and really tangible for me, I think. And then we flew to Siem Reap on Sunday, and when we got there, we worked with children, as you saw. And it was heartbreaking, and just thinking, like, what I saw in Phnom Penh is probably their future. And so the ministry of AIM for me became real, and not only real, but necessary. Like, that is why AIM exists. That's why we need to, partner with them. Like, for me, that's when it became real. So, and then I really struggled with, well, I'm going back to Seoul. And I also knew that, the Lord wasn't calling me to uproot my life and move to Cambodia. And so I'm like, how can I actually help? What can I do right now that helps AIM and helps continue to fight slavery? And so for me, right now, in this season that I'm in, that's financially giving. And I was telling Brandy last night that usually my first thing is wow, I need to move there and fix it and help, and I want to be on the front lines. But for me to know that right now it's to give financially is huge, truly from the Lord, because that's not usually my first thought. And so also I want you to know that the need is so great, right? The poverty, the corruption, it's terrible and it's really hard. But you know what their greatest need is? Their greatest need is the gospel. And so even here in Seoul, the greatest need is still the gospel. And so we can do that right here with the people around us. And so I want to encourage you on those two fronts. Give however you can. Financially might not be how you can give right now. Maybe it's time to an organization. Where's Eugene? Eugene over there heads up North Korean ministries and stuff. If you want to get involved with that, boom, do it. And so there are several other ways. You can support AIM by buying a shirt. So anyways, if you need any more information on AIM, we all know a few things here and there now. But also, love the people around you. as Brandy said, you never know when a word of encouragement or a hug might go a long way. So yeah, done.